Hey y'all, I'm back in the garden. Just trying to do a little bit of catch up. I had done 2 videos and I'm having a hard time with editing them. So I missed my Friday posting. I'm trying to get my schedule back on the proper rhythm. So I decided that I would just come out and do a quick little video, just watering some plants right now. Camera's all over the place because I'm tripping over the hose. But I'm going to show you guys what I did in those 2 videos that I wasn't able to get edited, and then I'll just hopefully be able to get them to work in the coming days, and then you'll actually be able to see them. If not, I'll just go ahead and throw all that footage away and record some new stuff for you. Let me just turn the camera around so that you can follow me around while I'm working. So in one of those videos, I did a little bit of planting. I planted the cyclamen that I'm watering right now. I also planted some Dusty Miller and some sedum. So I'll take you around the front once I'm done watering the garlic. Show you what the peppers are doing right now. Something's out here nibbling on them because these guys were a little bit taller than this, but they are already putting on some fruit. They're flowering and fruiting. So I'll start to get some peppers here soon. This bed that I'm throwing the water into right now, we've been just gathering up guinea pig poop and hay and throwing it in here to try to get this bed ready. I'm going to go ahead and get something in here. I'm not sure what. It's a little bit too warm up here for lettuce, so I can't put those seedlings there. But I got to figure out what I can put there, and I'm going to go ahead and put something in that bed. I'm going to start some more seeds this afternoon. I don't know what's going on here. This water is not blasting enough, so let me just change this. I think my hose is pinched, so I'm not getting my full pressure. Got all that out of there. Now I can go back and fill it up. I did notice a bird using this a couple weeks ago, and it kind of fascinates me because I didn't realize the birds were actually using it until I was editing a video and saw it. Because I've honestly never ever seen a bird using this bird bath. Not one time. So if you look over there, you'll see the Dusty Miller that I put in the video, and then I don't know if I can get a little bit closer without tripping over anything. There's some pentas that I had put in another video. You see those are blooming pretty nicely. I'll walk around there so you can see them better. It's time for me to do a little bit of deadheading on the mums down front. Let's see, walk around here. It's time for me to do some deadheading on the mums down front. Got my Christmas lights down here charging. I'm going to get those put in sometime this weekend. But you can see the sedum that I put in right along the front row. There's the sprinkler head. So I wasn't able to plant anything in that little spot. Then this little spot here is missing because the rubber edge that comes here swings all the way out along the edge, and I just couldn't put anything right there. But I pull these sedums all the way along the front. They are getting a little bit too much sun, I think, but we have had pretty nice cool weather down into the 40s. I have been loving it. The marigolds look great. I think they've been enjoying this cool weather. And the Gaillardia is actually looking pretty good. The seed heads on these are dropping. So maybe I will get some Gaillardia that will germinate, and I won't have to plant that here anymore. Oh, I told my boys to put these out, and They're sitting on top of, that is a calla lily. No, not a calla. What is this thing called? I can't think of the name of it. I'll put it on the screen. I know what it is and I just can't get it out. But it's impossible to get them out once you plant them because of the rhizomes underneath. It's time for me to pull some more of the weeds back here. This was all nice and clean. But more Dusty Miller that I popped in. Take a look at the Clerodendron. It's back in bloom after I had to cut it back really, really hard after the last hurricane. And the Thryallis that I had to cut back, and everybody thought that this Thryallis was going to die because I had to cut it back so hard. But that doesn't look like a dying plant to me. It's still even pushing some new growth from the cutback. So I am happy. I am happy with that. It looks great. All right, so I took a little quick break to talk to the painter, and now I'm back. So the drift rose, that's the coral drift rose. It's been doing really, really good. It's been blooming its head off. Kind of took a little bit of a break in the cool weather, but it's still got a ton of buds on it, and it has grown a lot. That is actually 2 plants taking up, I don't know, I guess about 4.5 feet of space. And then there's also a full-size rose here. I don't know what this rose is. I honestly don't know what it is. I bought it from Home Depot and I just dropped it in there, and so I let it do what it does. The miniature here is still doing pretty good. It's actually grown the most that it has since I've put it in the ground. And I think when I put it in the ground, it was probably about 8 inches tall. And this year it's just had a growth spurt and it started blooming a whole lot more. This other miniature over here also has had a little bit of a growth spurt, but it's growing wider than tall, which is fine with me. I just like the color of the flower. Sorry about that noise. I don't know why these people are racing down my street. Our street is not on the way to anything, so there's no reason for anybody to be racing around here. These mums need to be cut back as well. You'll see there's lots of blooms in here, lots of buds. So there's going to be another bloom cycle coming. I just need to come in here and just kind of snip all of this stuff off. Same thing with this one. It's got plenty of buds pushing in here for a second round of blooms. They've been pretty happy with the cold weather. This is actually pretty moist, but I don't know what's going on with the garlic over here. They're only coming up on one side. So I'm pretty sure that I lost them on this side. And then that other pot that I did on the other side of the house, those basically didn't do anything. This is another drift rose. I don't know which one this is. I want to say it's red, but I'm not really sure. This one started to perform this year. It never really did a whole lot of blooming. I need to just grab this water. Throw a little bit of water in that. Give a little bit more of this. I don't know what I'm going to put in this bed, but I got to get something in there because it's been naked for too long. I'll give a little splash of water to the cactus. These 2 hibiscus are doing pretty good. I'm going to start trimming on these to try to get them to thicken up a little bit. Now that they're finally reaching the height that I want them, I don't want to let them get too tall. Everything over there is still doing good. I do need to water those pots, and I do need to do a little bit of deadheading. Let me just drop a little bit of water here in these containers. These containers are not very dry because, like I said, it's been rather cool. And things just aren't drying out like they normally would in our South Florida heat because it hasn't existed. This has been a really fun cold front. It's actually the second one that we got. Our first one was the end of November. Wow, look at the peppers on this plant. It has really done an amazing turnaround. I don't know if you guys remember when I planted the pots over here. I came in and I cleaned this pot out and I trimmed this pepper pretty hard. It was looking really scraggly. I've not even been over here in a couple weeks. So I'm impressed. Can you see that rose? That is the miniature rose. It's called the green rose. Here, let me just pause my watering for a minute and zoom in so that you can see what plant I'm talking about. That's a miniature rose. The flower, and I use that word lightly, it doesn't have any petals. The flower is made of all sepals. So it's called the green rose. It's not looking very happy with this cold weather that we've been having. I think it's a little bit too cool on this side of the house and it's trying to go into a little dormancy. Unfortunately, it's about to get tricked because tomorrow we're going to start getting back up into the lower 80s and it's going to be triggered to wake up again. And then we got another cold front coming in, so we're going to be back down into the 50s and upper 40s. So the plants are all going to be thoroughly confused. I cannot believe that this plant is still alive. It's been totally neglected, getting like no water, and it's still trying to push new growth. All right. All right, so I think that's about it for trying to water over here. I didn't really come out here to do this much work. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I did in those other videos that did not want to export for me. I'm going to try re-editing them for a third time, which is kind of overkill, but I really, really want that content to go out. I think you guys will enjoy watching it. I've got to get this hose bib repaired so that doesn't happen. But Home Depot has not had the part, so I have not been able to go and buy it. Oh, pentas are still looking good over here. Look at this. I pruned this thing. It's not supposed to be doing this as cool as it's been, but this Eugenia is very happy that I saved it from Home Depot. It was very nutrient deficient. It was like a really, really pale fluorescent green when I bought it. It was on clearance. It looked like it was on the last leg of its life. And I brought it home and I put it in the ground and it has just really loved this space. I can't believe that I have to prune it again already. Oh well. Then we have the copperleaf that I pruned pretty hard. We got the passion vine that has dropped its leaves. They will come back, and I got a spider protecting it. Is this some good stuff over here for you to eat? Hey, Mr. Spider. Are you a Mr. or a Miss? I can't focus on you. I don't want to disturb you though. You're gonna have to do something about this web though. It's kind of like it's too much. You're doing too much, Spider. You're doing too much. Let's see if I can get through here without my face being in a spider web. So these greens over here that I had, the guinea pigs got a little bit of it, and then I started to neglect it. So we got the one trooper who is going for gold. That is a mustard green, and I think it's been happy. I got to get something replanted in the greenhouse. Just kind of waiting on some seedlings to get to the right size. A lot of stuff over here is going to get snatched out. I'm kind of over this coleus. You know, my plant the corn late in the season kind of failed on me because we started getting cold fronts that weren't supposed to be coming in. Why do I hear water running? Is that my neighbor's water? Oh, my neighbors have a busted sprinkler head. So put some mustard greens down here in this pot. They're doing good. I got them covered up because the white butterfly is always here. But they are growing. They're doing pretty good. Got them protected. I probably should have done the same thing for the peas that something has decided to devour. So I'm going to have to start new peas. Makawa Yatsubusa still has not dropped all of its leaves. I think it's just been happy because it's been cool. So it's got its fall color. How funny is that? It's got its fall color coming in. That's probably about as much fall color as I'm going to get on this plant because, y'all, the cold weather ain't sticking around. It's been here long enough and it's not going to stick around much longer. So these mums down here, I don't really see any new buds yet, but I think if I go ahead and trim this up, clean it up a little bit, it'll push some new growth for me because it is warming up a little bit. This is a salvia that I just really love. This salvia. It's just too floppy, so I gotta have stuff in front of it to keep it doing something. Yeah, I don't really see any new buds on these mums, but I'll trim them. They're perennial for us. The beans aren't doing anything really. I got a lot of beans off of here. They were delicious. But I'm going to probably just go ahead and pull those out because it's been too cold for them. The Salvia leucantha here is pushing its new growth. So we should be getting some good blooms from that in the coming months. But you see, I have like all these lettuce that need to get out of here. I'm not going to go on to the lanai. I don't even think I unlocked the door. We got all those lettuce there. Then I need to get in to the Mr. Stacky. And that means I'm going to have to move Mr. Stacky because I've been doing a horrible job of watering it on the lanai. See if I can get you to see it from here. It's over here on the other side of the hammock. There are a few lettuces that are still in there, even with my neglect. Most of them died because I put the damn thing on there and completely forgot to come and water them. So these are brassicas that I want to let them get a little bit bigger before I put them in the greenhouse. The last seedlings that I put in there weren't really ready to go in yet, but I kind of was forcing it because I wanted to get something in the greenhouse and free up some of my seed trays. And yeah, they died. The Farfugium is having the time of its life, throwing blooms. The pollinators are having a good time with it. This thing has never given me this many blooms. I believe this is the 3rd year that it's in the ground. Maybe it's just the 2nd. But it blooms all year for us. Every few months it blooms. So this is just like phenomenal. I want to cut some of those damaged leaves off now that it's back in the cool and it's not getting burned by the sun. This is the shadiest spot that I have for it where we'll actually get enough sun to bloom but not get too much sun to kill it. So I don't want to move it, but during the summer it's just way too hot and the sun really cooks those leaves. I think what I might do next summer is instead of trimming the philodendron, just kind of let it grow over top of it to kind of protect it from the sun scald. That sounds like a good idea. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that. I need to pull some of these chives out. My best friend, hold on one second. I'm back from another pause. Got my son begging to go into town for Winterfest. Our little town does all kinds of little holiday celebrations and stuff, and they're doing Winterfest, and he's begging, can I go? I want to go with my friends. Can I go? So we got that all worked out. He's going to go to Winterfest, and we're going to see how this works out with him following directions. But anyway, I was saying that my best friend wants some chives, and she told me to just cut her some. But then I said, you know what? I need to thin this out. So I'm going to pull some out of here and repot them, and I'm going to give her a whole plant. And then she'll have her own chives growing at her house, and she won't have to wait for me to cut them, because it's been like 4 months since she asked for some. Sometimes I'm not a good best friend. This is more of those purple mums that need to be deadheaded. So I'm gonna try to take care of that. That's not a really difficult thing to do. I really, really, really love looking at this bloom. The ageratum. This is a Florida native ageratum. I never planted it here, but of course, ageratum is a very aggressive weed. So if you don't get it before it goes to flower, you're never getting rid of it. That's all fine by me. I like it. So I got a lot of other stuff going on back here. I started cleaning up back here, and then I got distracted with a very difficult week, and I never got back out here to finish cleaning up. I actually had my kids working on this. They did pretty good. The guys that came to trim the trees, yeah, they dropped all kinds of branches all over my plants. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of these pentas out. They're really not winter plants. They are perennial for us here, but they're not winter plants. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. Just free up this space, go ahead, get some fertilizer and some compost down, and figure out what I can put in here. I'm not sure why this is dumped over. It's probably one of my kids that was pulling weeds out here and tipped it over. But we'll see what to do with that. We got a little bit of wind burn going on here on the honeysuckle, but it's actually pretty, so I don't really care. It's fine. It's growing back nicely. Oh my God. See, this is what happens when I abandon my garden and I don't come out very often. What a nice surprise that is. I'm going to go around there and get closer on it. Let's see. What's the best way? What's the best way? Cut through. Cut through and go under the tree that's tipping over. Step over. Okay. I don't want to cut my leg on the barberry. That's an orange rocket barberry. And so is that one. It doesn't get orange. It gets red. That's it. But I'll take it, because it's not supposed to grow here anyway. I'm going to get stabbed by the roses and everything else. You don't want to see my hand. You want to see a past its prime bloom, but it is still so pretty. So this rose has been here. I don't even remember which one it is. Can I read the tag? Probably not. No. Oh, yes, it's Celestial Night. The tag is still good. It's Celestial Night. And this rose does not bloom for me very well. But this year, where am I trying to put this? That's definitely not where I got it from, but I'm going to leave it there. I don't think it'll blow away. But let me show you what else I did. Let me kind of jump over these plants. So the other thing that I recorded is I trimmed all of the hedges. So my Duranta spheres here, well, they're not really spherical, but they're about as round as they're going to get. I trimmed them all. And then we got a cold front. And then we got another cold front. And Durantas don't like the cold. And the fact that I get a really, really tight pruning on it, we got all of this wind burn. They're going to be fine. They push new growth pretty quickly. But I managed to get them all cleaned up, and I trimmed the podocarpus. I brought the podocarpus down a little bit further than what I wanted it. I'm just trying to get it to thicken up, but I really want this to be about 2 feet taller than what it is. I'd like it to come to the top of this little trellis, but I'll keep cutting a circular window out of it so that you can still see through the trellis. And I don't know, maybe one day the jasmine will actually fill out and it will bloom. It has not yet, so we'll see. I don't know what I just kicked, but that didn't feel good. And then I need to uncover. This is so sloshy. I don't want to walk through this. I need to uncover the green stalk and go ahead and pull all of the beans out of there. You see the peas that we planted in these pots are doing pretty good. The sweet potato vine is a hot, sick, sad mess. And that's one of the things that I want to work on this weekend. Go ahead and get that trimmed back down. And I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing. My head's in the wrong place. I'm not well right now, mentally, physically, emotionally. Physically, I'm fine, but emotionally and mentally, I am drained. This is True Friendship. Pretty sure this is True Friendship. And Caribbean Breeze is the smaller rose that's on the other side, but it's not in bloom, so you can't even see the plant. But yeah, that's what I got going on in the garden. Ooh, look at the lettuce. Oh, the guineas are gonna love this. My husband will get mad at me if I give it to the guineas, so I'm gonna have to make him a really good salad this week, and I'm gonna trim this stuff all back and just let it grow back for me. I'll make him a salad. All right, y'all. So that's pretty much what I had going on. Like I said, those 2 videos are giving me a really hard time to get them exported. I have edited them in full. I know one 3 times, and the other one I think I only edited twice and I gave up. So I'm gonna try to take some time, get those edited again, see if I can get them to export. I may have to cut some more of the information out of it so that it's not such a large video. They're not really long. There's just a lot of cuts in them, and the editing software is giving me a hard time. So that's all I got for today. I'm sorry that I missed my Friday posting, but sometimes with technology, I mean, you're at its mercy. And I'm gonna try to do better, but I can't make any promises because I can't control the technology. All I can do is try. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. You will get a Tuesday tally this coming Tuesday, but I need to do some things first so that you get to see something different, since I just pretty much walked around half of the yard and showed you some things. I'm gonna do a little bit of workout here, trying to clear my head and get myself in a better space so that I can bring you some content. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.